Hi Gemini, this is your April 2022 spiritual reading. I'm going to go ahead and get started. All right, we have the shadow, the offering, wow, and the one. We have cloud, revelation, and fish, intuition. And we have she who changes, transformation, change, and enchantment. So you guys are being led through a very significant transformation. It's like something triggers you into this dark night of a soul, or inspires you to go on that inner journey and do this shadow work. And shadow work is such a broad term, but for you guys it feels like, the whole point of going into the subconscious mind is to become more whole, right? Through life, every time we deny something within ourselves, every time we're ashamed of something, every time just we shut things out instead of dealing with them, we fragment ourselves, right? We're born whole, and little by little in life we start taking pieces of ourselves and throwing it to the side. And you're in your strength, in your power, when you're whole, when you're who you're meant to be. But when you keep ripping parts of yourself and putting them aside, it weakens us, and it creates a world where people are just projecting their shadow onto one another. It's a mess, and it feels like you guys are being led down this journey to find those pieces that you've torn away from yourself and bring them back, and accept them and face them and acknowledge them and have compassion for them, so you can become more whole. You're being led to become yourself again. You're being led to wholeness. This is a very, very powerful journey that you've been on for a little bit of time, or you're about to go on. We have the offering, and in ancient traditions, they would make an offering to the gods when they would pray for something, or when they would want something. And it feels like for your offering is being able to give up everything that keeps you separated. Some people, that's, if you were born in a very religious house and you consider yourself religious, but it feels like as time goes by, you're kind of recognizing that you just don't resonate with those teachings anymore. You don't resonate with those beliefs anymore. And like sometimes that offering is letting go of that religious label that you've put on yourself, and kind of like freeing yourself into not condemning anything about you, but instead understanding them and having compassion for them, and understanding that there is no light without darkness. We can't be whole if we're just good and pure and bright and happy. And Gemini, you're the sign of duality, right? And it feels like right now is when you're starting to tap into that other half, the part that you haven't been experiencing up to yet. But yeah, this whole journey is gonna be so empowering for you. You're very deeply connected to source right now. Your intuition is leading you down this journey. It's showing you exactly where to go, exactly what to face, what to deal with, exactly where those missing pieces are. In your crown chakra is very, very open. So you might find that during this time, you might be getting a lot of headaches or just a lot of tension in your head or your face. And that's because you're getting a lot of downloads. And in order to avoid that and it all getting stuck there, make sure you always have a journal with you. So when you have an idea or just like a memory pops in your head or something is shown to you, something stands out to you, just make sure you write it down. Those are like those gold nuggets. That's information that helps you through this journey and helps you see in this darkness, in this subconscious, in this shadow. And also dream work during this time is vital because that's your direct communication to your subconscious mind. So either get a dream journal or just any sort of notebook, have it by your bed, and every time you wake up, just write down everything you remember. You're going to be getting a lot of signs during this time. You're going to be communicating with spirit and with source quite a bit because this is a journey that is not easy. It takes a lifetimes to become fully whole and to fully be able to witness our whole selves. So, but it feels like part of your destiny is to experience this wholeness, like as close as you can get to it. Let's see. But during this time, also remember, when you transform, it requires some sort of offering. And for you, again, it's things that will no longer resonate with you, for you to be able to really let them go. It could be old friends that you find no longer resonate, labels you've put on yourself, beliefs that you've had. Don't be afraid of shedding your old self. Don't be afraid of becoming no one. It's okay to let go of certain labels that you have that may have been very, very important to your family, but you're kind of realizing they don't resonate with you. We have the Ace of Cups, Angel de la Nuit, and the Ten of Swords. So yeah, you guys are tapping into, I don't want to say your dark side, but the other half of life that you haven't been fully tapped into yet. And she represents the dark goddesses like Kali, Persephone. She's the queen of the underworld. Inanna. Whoever resonates with you, you might want to start like reading the myths and the stories about them and the archetypes and symbols that they represent. And what's interesting is that you might find that your dreams you'll start seeing those symbolisms that these goddesses, that symbolize these that represent these goddesses, and the same archetypes and storylines. So you're going to be tapping into a certain goddess or god that's going to help you through this journey. And again, the way that they help you is like looking at the stories written about them and the experiences that they have, and understanding that is showing you kind of like a blueprint of your own life, of what's to come, of what you're meant to be learning and experiencing in this life. We have the Ace of Cups. This reminds me of Persephone's myth, where she is the beginning of her life. She experiences only the light and the shallower side of life, where she's in this world, she's happy, she's protected, everything's good, everything's safe. And then Hades, the ground opens up and Hades takes her into the underworld, and it's through her love and connection with him that she taps into her darker side, her subconscious, her desires, things that she hadn't experienced yet and wasn't aware of yet, and possibly was told were sins or were not good. It's like when she tapped into that is when she found her power, when she became the queen of the underworld instead of a passive little girl. And for you guys, you might be experiencing some sort of love like that, where just someone comes in that you would have, like, no one that's around you thinks this person is good for you, because they don't fit into the box that they had envisioned. But it feels like this love, this person awakens you to your own power. They awaken parts of yourself that had been asleep and stagnant. So yeah, it's like it's a love. This transformation is centered around a relationship and a connection that helps awaken you. And this person could be a Scorpio or a Pisces. They're very deeply connected to that other half of life and that other duality, and you guys help each other see and experience the other side of life. But with Ten of Swords, again, there's a lot that you're going to be releasing during this time. You're really going to be, you got transformation, change. Like, who you were before or who you are now is not who you're going to be at the end of this. Like, the life you have, the friends you have, the beliefs you have, everything is going to change because you want it to, not because you have to. But it does feel like, with this, you're gaining so much power and this beautiful love and this beautiful experience. But what you're sacrificing and letting go is your old self and your old life. We have the Knight of Wands. So this connection, again, if you feel like you haven't really tapped into your sacral chakra up until now, like intimacy never really excited you too much, you were never connected to those desires, which is, the sacral chakra is connected to creation, right? It's that ecstasy. And for you guys, it feels like your sacral chakra is going to be on fire with this connection. Again, what this person awakens in you is those lower chakras, a lot of things that society might deem as, a sin or not good. And you're kind of starting to realize, hey, that's not true. Like, this is a part of us. Like, we all have this within us. It's just a matter of, are we going to be ashamed of it, or are we going to integrate it and accept it and honor it for what it is? But yeah, this connection is going to awaken you in ways that, interesting how I said awaken you. It's like you kind of realize that you've been sleeping until now. Like, there are cobwebs around her. It's time for you to wake up. It's time for those parts of you to awaken. And again, it feels like a big part of that is this love that's coming in for you guys. You're gonna feel so much more powerful, because, like, imagine, like, you are whole, right? But there are certain lights that are off. You're not able to tap into your own energies, and they are slowly turning on for you. So if you've, like, you have this very powerful destiny, and especially if your natal chart, if you have, like, your sun in your 10th house, your success and that destiny that you experience comes a little bit later in life. And it feels like now is the time. Like, now you're finally going to be experiencing what you've known has been destined for you. We have Judgment. Yeah, you're being called. This is where you're meant to be. You're stepping into a whole new world. But, like, in this picture, she's turned away from it. And it feels like for you guys, you're stepping into this this darker side of life, and what you have to be careful of is not going in there judging and having opinions about what you see. You kind of, when you go into the subconscious, like Inanna's myth, every door she passes to get to that underworld, she has to remove a piece of clothing and her jewelry and her protection. You have to go in fully bare and fully, with no expectations, you have to kind of become no one. And you have to go in there without judgment. So don't label things as good or bad. Just experience everything as it is. Witness it, observe it, and accept it for what it is. You don't have to put any labels. You don't have to make any judgments. Just accept it and allow it to become a part of you again. Again, that's how we become powerful, by integrating our shadow, integrating everything that we've thrown to the side or we're ashamed of, or we have been hiding from and avoiding. But yeah, you're being called to go on a very, very beautiful but intense journey. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, a whole new life. Like everything's going to be new. Everything's going to be changing as things move away from your life, and as you release things that no longer serve you. Something new and beautiful comes in its place. Like I was saying in the beginning, everything's going to be changing for you. Everything's going to be transforming for you. Bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Wands and the Chariot and the Six of Pentacles. You're stepping into your power. You're going to come out of this feeling more confident, more whole, like you are prepared to conquer the world. And it's interesting because the Persephone story, it's the chariot that comes and takes her. And again, it feels like it's through this love that triggers this journey for you. And this person is going to be by your side. And since they're so familiar with those energies, they're kind of going to be a guide for you. And they're going to be you're going to feel a lot safer on this, having them by your side. And again, this is all for you to find wholeness and to find balance. And the more whole that we become, the closer to God and source that we get, the more we're able to experience divinity in this life. So again, this is a beautiful, beautiful journey, beautiful time in your life. Just enjoy every minute of it, and make sure that make sure that you're being open-minded and you're not making judgments, but allowing the universe to guide you and show you everything that you need to see. All right, Gemini, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.